All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it says that I'm live, but I got an error message as well. Sorry, welcome to episode 400, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to make sure that the broadcast started correctly. Okay, so YouTube can see me. Can Twitch see me? Because I'm getting an error saying that Twitch can't see, that I'm getting 0 people on Twitch. Hey, it's Cigar Ox is there. Hey, good to see you, Cigar Ox. It's been a while. All right, sorry everybody for that. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Scotch and Smoke Rings episode 400, the big 400, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today with my brother. This is my brother Brian.
Hey.
He has been on the show a lot in the past, actually.
Probably about 5 years ago, I was a regular for a good year, I'd say.
Yeah, he is no stranger to Scotch and Smoke Rings. He would come over every week.
Yep.
And we'd smoke cigars and drink something alcoholic.
Yeah, but life takes over and you kind of run out of time. So
he does. He is a father and a husband now.
Yep.
And we're all really busy. Our lives change. But he decided that it was worth it to put all of that aside for tonight.
Hey, it's episode 400. Why could I couldn't resist.
Episode 400 of Scotch and Smoke Rings. How can you not show up for that?
Yeah.
So he is here to greet you all today. So, we've also got quite a cigar bounty today. I got this letter through the mail. This is from a really nice man named Lua. It's hard for me to Luangra. Loungwhra.
Oh, wow.
Luangra. And I don't know how to pronounce his online name, but he was extremely kind, and I hope I can see him today. I sent him a message on Discord a few days ago, and he didn't respond. But basically, he sent me a huge cigar gift, and it was such a wonderful gift. The guy knows all about his cigars, and we're going to be smoking a few of them today. This is what I'm going to be smoking. This is a pre-embargo Cuban tobacco from 1959, 80% 10-year. No. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. This is a Cohiba Siglo 6 Grand Reserve. Only 75,000 of these were made back in 2009. He's been caring for this for many years, and he sent it to me. He says that these go for about $200 a stick.
What?
Yeah.
Where's this guy from?
I don't know, but he's a really nice person to send me this cigar. And the one that my brother is smoking today, is also a Cuban cigar. It is a genuine Romeo y Julieta Cuban cigar. So, these are legal to smoke. Don't freak out. It's only illegal at the moment to sell Cubans and buy them. It's not illegal to get them for free and smoke them. Which is what we will be doing today.
Exactly.
I figure there is no greater way to give my respect towards this cigar than to set it on fire.
Yes, indeed. And people are still asking about me. Yes, I'm a guest today. My name is Brian. I'm actually Brandon's Oxhorn's brother. And someone asked me if I was the one who recommended him to start playing Outlast, and yes, I did. A couple weeks ago, I found the game. I had downloaded it for free on Xbox One like 6 months ago, and then I never played it. I just downloaded it just because it was free for gold members. So I just downloaded it and just sat there, and I didn't touch it for like 6 months. And then one day I was just bored, and I'm like, yeah, what is this even? Wait, Outlast? I don't even know what this is, So I just started it up and started playing it, and like it literally freaked the heck out of me. Like, usually games don't scare me. Like, it's really hard to scare me or creep me out or get me, so to speak. And this one got me. Like, the jump scares and like the creepiness factor. So I was like, you know what? My brother really needs to play this. I think he would really get a kick out of it. If it scares me, it's gonna scare him crapless. I don't play games like this. I'll put it that way. I never play games like this. But we went out to breakfast, and he said that I had to play this game, and I had to stream it for you guys because you guys would love it. Yeah.
And, you know, the rest is history. Oxhorn After Dark has become an incredibly popular segment thanks to you.
Cool.
So we're actually going to be playing a little Outlast today. Now, I typically don't play horror, scary games on Scotch and Smoke Rings because I want Scotch and Smoke Rings to be for all ages. But it's also not every day that my brother can come over, and he recommended Outlast, and so I thought it would be fitting to play Outlast tonight. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Scotch and Smoke Rings for a while, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes or so. Then we're going to end the broadcast for 2 minutes, and then start Oxhorn After Dark, episode 4 of Outlast. Pardon me. So I won't be going anywhere. We're just going to be ending the broadcast and then starting a new one.
Very cool.
So we'll do that in about 30 minutes or so.
I might skip out for the last part. I don't know.
Okay.
You know, because it just seems if you're doing a playthrough, it just seems, you know, you got to be more in the moment if you're by yourself.
Half the fun.
Look, I can't be here for emotional support when you're playing a scary game.
Half the fun.
That means you're not going to get as scared.
No, but okay, maybe that's part of the strategy.
I can't be here to hold your hand.
But the thing is, I have them here with me. I'm never truly alone. Whenever there's a reason I broadcast this game. I don't want to play it alone. I want people there, even if they're just names going down by a chat, because then I can sit there and go, "What am I doing? This is horrible."
Yeah, but see, if I go away, then I can sneak around the back while you're playing and scare the crap out of you while you're in a really intense moment. Anyways.
No. You can't duck out for the last part because half the fun is having you here to like give me hints. I dinked around for 20 minutes in my stream yesterday when I did Outlast number 3.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find the freaking ending. Like I couldn't find the hatch.
Oh well, yeah, I can help you out with that kind of stuff.
That's the kind of stuff I need you.
If I remember, like I did it once, so you know how you do something once and then you forget out what you did. So yeah, but I don't know, maybe it'll come back. Yeah, to me.
Maybe.
But anyways, let's fire these guys up.
All right. So here's the cutter.
All right.
And then take that. Let's actually get some of this cedar.
The only time I ever smoke cigars is when I'm on the show with Ox, so it's been a little bit now.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
That's okay. Here, do you want to cut it, or do you want to close that door first?
Which one? Do you want? Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Sure.
Gently, because the power cord is right above it. The entire thing could come crashing down and we'd be offline. There we go. Yes, I have a rickety situation over here. There you go.
Thank you.
That's that's too much. No. Completely ruin it. Hey, we're gonna use the V cut for you.
Thank you.
Here, try that draw. Tell me what that draw is like.
I'll never be in charge of circumcision, that's for sure.
You'll never be a moil? Is that what they're called? A moil?
Moil? I thought doctors did that. When they
Well, there's a
bear children to the world, or
they don't bear the child
receive
and then
them.
go.
Receive them.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? No, a moil it's a Jewish term for the guy who performs circumcisions.
Oh.
And I only know about that because of Mel Brooks. That's the only reason.
It's a hard draw.
It's a pretty hard draw.
Yeah.
All right. And we don't want to take off the cap. Try that. Better?
A little bit. It's still a hard draw. But I think that's good though.
Sometimes some of them are hard. Here you go. So set this on fire and then light your cigar, and I'm going to be cutting.
Is that gonna make it a better smoke?
Yes, you'll be smoking it with cedar.
All right.
You've got you do that. I'm cutting my cigar.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news here.
Well, it's all about finesse. You just have to have a.
All right, here we go.
Put it in the thing.
All right, there we go, guys. Sorry, did I get any in there?
No.
Good.
You know what this tastes like?
What?
$200.
And how much was mine supposed to be?
It's a Cuban, so I don't know.
But some of you were asking if I was a Fallout fan too, and yes, I am a fan. I'm a fan of Bethesda primarily, so any game Bethesda, I'm a really big fan of. Fallout 4 in particularly, I bought it and I played it and I got pretty far. I'd probably say about, I guess it wouldn't be pretty far. It's probably about a third of the way through the game.
What's the last thing you remember?
last thing I remember, I did a lot of settlements. I spent a lot of time on the settlements. But last thing I remember is that submarine in the water with that ghoul captain guy.
The Yangtze, yeah.
Yangtze, yeah. I think that's the last thing I remember doing.
What about the main story? What was the last?
Oh, main storyline. Oh my god. I avoided the main storyline. I did a lot of the side stuff. Like I found myself kind of going off and exploring, and I went south quite a bit, and kind of just did a lot of the side quests and exploration.
That's how I played too.
And I avoided the main storyline just because I wanted to, experience everything else, and I didn't want the game to end. And but I know you can keep playing, but I didn't want the main one to end. So that's what I did.
I did the same thing. My first character, I was level 90 something before I finally beat the game. And that's because I was a completionist and I did everything else first.
Yeah.
All of the side quests, I got all of the magazines and all of that. And when absolutely everything was done, I then beat the game.
Yeah, but then I stopped playing it. I think what distracted me is Dark Souls 3 came out. Yeah.
That's right. He's a big Dark Souls
I don't know if
fan.
anybody knows Dark Souls 3, but I love that game. I'm a big fan of the series. So yeah, Dark Souls 3 came out, and I got distracted and ended up switching to play that all the way through, and actually like 2 or 3 times through.
Okay.
Great. My rum. Yeah, and so then I finished Dark Souls 3, and I just kind of never went back to Fallout 3. I kind of just lost the bug, I guess, so to speak.
Did you play any of the DLCs? Like Far Harbor?
Man,
or...
I bought the season pass, but then I just never played the DLC.
That's okay.
I bought the season pass with full intention to play the DLCs, and then got distracted, and then I just kind of lost the motivation to go back to it.
That's right. No one's perfect.
Yeah. It's hard to get into a game like that when you're so busy.
It is very hard. I have to admit. I mean, the only reason I'm doing what I'm doing now is because I'm no longer working at the former employment place where I worked.
Right.
And I can now do this full time.
Yeah, it's kind of your job.
It's my job now,
you get
right?
to do that,
I get to do it because it's my job.
Someone asked me what my drink was, and yes, it's Kraken Spiced Rum, which has always been my favorite on the show here with Ox. If you guys seen any of the archive videos from like 5 or 6 years ago, this was my drink of choice whenever I came on the show. And I will continue to drink that today and carry on.
Carry on the tradition.
Carry on the tradition when I come onto the show. So
I like it.
But yeah, more recently I actually started playing the game that you're having trouble with, the Mass Effect Andromeda.
Tell them your thoughts on Mass Effect. No spoilers, though.
No spoilers.
Tell them your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, I bought it a couple weeks ago, and so first of all, my wife is a big fan of BioWare's Dragon Age Origin.
Oh yeah, Dragon Age.
Yeah, so she's really a real fan of the Dragon Age series.
You played that, didn't you?
Mostly she did. I barely touched it.
Gotcha.
But this one is very similar as far as like the storytelling elements and the characters in your party and the whole romancing and relationship thing.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar to Dragon Age. So I think my wife will enjoy playing it. But that's not really my cup of tea when it comes to this game. Like that stuff is nice, but like I found myself exploring these massive spaceships and talking to people over and over again just so I don't miss out on dialogue opportunities, and don't miss out on side quests. And there's just so much of that content that is just kind of mind-boggling, and you keep like exploring and going back to the same place over and over again, just because the place is so big. There's so much to explore.
It's a lot to explore.
Yeah. So that's not my favorite part about the game. I do that, and I'll do it just because I'm a completionist like Oxhorn here. But where I'm really finding enjoyment in the game is the combat. The combat, the exploration, the scanning items and earning experience points so you can upgrade your equipment and do, make blueprints and research alien technology. The exploration factor is great. And the part about the storyline is great is exploring these planets. The whole system that they have in place for space exploration and the whole maps, like you have all these planets in the solar system, and then you kind of like pick
is really cool.
You pick which galaxy you want to go to, and then you can zoom in on them and then deploy it onto the planet and pretty much make one of these planets habitable. And you have to work on getting the place up to par so that people can go habitat on.
How many people have you released from their pods so far?
I just one. I just upgraded a second time, so I can release one more person, but I haven't yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I just finished EOS, and
Yeah.
then I went to the planet with the weird aliens that had the giant things on their head.
Yeah, them.
And I'm still working on that, but I logged in.
They kind of remind me of the Draenei from World of Warcraft.
They do kind of look reminiscent of the Draenei.
Mainly the voices, the accent that they have, and you know how they carry themselves, and their legs are shaped in the same way that the Draenei. The only thing that's really different is the kind of the face.
Yeah.
Which is literally, they don't have like the tendrils like the Draenei did. But
that's right.
But yeah, very kind of reminiscent of the Draenei. Or the Kumari if you play Dragon Age series. So the BioWare, the same maker, they had a similar race called the Kumari that had blue skin.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're kind of on the same page. But I mean, they're all aliens, so.
Bancy Badger says he's reading some things from the Twitch and YouTube chat. I'm reading both Discord and Twitch and YouTube, so we've got it all going on.
Yeah, we got Twitch, YouTube on the left side, and then we got Discord on the right side.
Right. So I am monitoring all of the different chats.
And I have to say my eyes go to the YouTube and Twitch more often just because it's kind of scrolling more often.
It's moving faster.
So it kind of catches my eye. So, but yeah.
My thing with Mass Effect that I talked about during one of my live streams, might have been yesterday, is, you know, I logged in. So I think the thing that just really dragged me down about it is I logged in to play it a few days ago, and I had just finished rescuing Eos, and I'm on the Nexus, and I'm talking to absolutely everyone, and half the time they didn't have anything to say.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything interesting to say. And then I would explore a few things, and I went to this like immigration place on the Nexus, but there was nothing to do there yet because there were no new aliens immigrating. And
you're talking about the Culture Center?
Yes.
Where it's got like the holotapes of the different species standing up and you can interact with them?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I went there, and then I did my Pathfinder thing to put the Pathfinder
right.
holo guy there.
Yeah.
And, you know, then I went and I talked to my sister who was in Christ. You know, I just did all this stuff in like an hour and a half goes by.
Right.
And I'm just finishing talking with everything on the Nexus.
Right.
And I got like 1 or 2 new side quests. And that was it.
Right, yeah. I'll spend like 2 hours. I'm like, I feel like I haven't even played the game.
Right, that's it.
And so, yeah, 2 hours later, okay, fine. Yes, I've explored the whole Nexus, and I've exhausted everybody's dialogue options, so I know I haven't missed any side quests. But that's like 2 hours later just to make sure that you've done that. And so, yeah, it's kind of a downer. But then you get to where the solid gameplay is, and I'm really enjoying that.
I have no complaints about the gameplay. I'm
like the last one where you go to the new alien race that we were talking about.
I went to their planet.
Did you go to the Snow World yet?
No, I haven't been there.
Okay, you go to their home planet, and then you have to go to 2 other worlds that they have bases at. That they're people.
I'm on the jungle one right now.
Okay, you jungle one, and then after that you go to the snow planet.
Yeah.
The snow planet is great.
You like it?
It was amazing. Like
okay. That's an emphatic yes from Brian.
Because it's very kind of a linear place where you go to. You gotta drop down in this area, and it's very linear. It's not much exploration as far as like free world roaming.
Sure.
But you go into a building, and you pretty much gotta go down here, and you're pretty much fighting your way through this place so you can save this one woman or whatever. And there's this boss fight at the end of that area that is just. It was hard. It was engaging. It was challenging. I wouldn't say it's hard.
What mode are you playing it on?
Normal.
Normal, yeah.
I'm just playing it on normal.
Same here.
And I died probably like 3 times on that end boss.
Really?
Yeah.
Great, now I'm scared, because this guy's 10 times better at games than I am. And if he died 3 times on the end boss, to put it in perspective, in Outlast, I've probably died. Just at the point where I'm at now, probably a dozen different times.
I died a lot too, so don't give yourself too hard time. But yeah, so that boss was great, and it was there was some problem solving to it too. Like the end boss has a shield, and he's got like this orb rotating around him, and you have to kill his orb.
Oh, really?
In order to drop his shield, and then when the shield's dropped, you can like go to town on him.
Okay.
But then he summons it back, so you got to repeat that process over and over and over again. And the whole time he's shooting these big, huge wave balls that destroy your shields.
Well, maybe I just haven't gone far enough. I got to the jungle world, and I thought it was weird because there's all this hoopla when you go to the first world and you meet the aliens, and they say that you kind of need to test yourself, and they send a guy with you. Then you go to their home world, and all you do is you run in and free a few people trapped.
Right.
And then you're done. And then
you're done, yeah.
You leave that world.
So basically,
it's
designed where each planet you go to has so many side quests that you can do to get its viability up. Oh, guys, right now we're talking about Mass Effect Andromeda.
Right.
If you guys were in...
If you just joined us.
If you just joined us. We both kind of just started playing it, so we're discussing it briefly here. But yeah, the main storyline just kind of takes you. But if you wanted to, you could stay there and finish all of the side quests, and to bring the viability up to 100%. Like Eos, I got Eos's viability to 80% by the time I left there.
Right.
And I could have stuck around to make sure that I got that to 100%, but
You wanted to experience more of the story.
more of the storyline, and you can always go back. I read somewhere that to enjoy it the most, stick to the main storyline, and if you run into side quests while you're doing the main storyline, do them, but don't run off and like do this side quest that's like all the way on the other side of the area, just so that you can complete that side quest, because chances are at some point in the game you're going to get a main storyline point that takes you that direction.
I see.
Right.
Then you can always complete it when you go back.
Exactly. You know, at some point if you're like, hey, I want to get this viability up to 100%, then you can go ahead and complete that whole area. But yeah, and then also the same review I read also, I read that it's really a boring start to the game, the first 6 hours of gameplay.
Okay, so it's not just me.
And it's a really slow start as far
It's
as like
really slow.
character development, storyline, all that kind of stuff. But after about 6 or 7 hours, it says that it really starts to vamp up, and you can start to get the whole planet exploration down, and it starts to speed up a little bit and get more engaging. So.
See, I really, my favorite parts are when you're in the Tempest and you're going from galaxy to galaxy, and then you can scan things, and that part is fun. I like that there are new planets. Some reviewers were saying that they didn't like all of the animations, that you were forced to go through animations when landing and when taking off. That doesn't bother me, because each animation, it's like 2 or 3 seconds. Okay, maybe 10, 15 seconds.
It doesn't bother me right now. It will start to bother me once I've played the game for a while, and I've seen them already, and
you can't skip
you're like,
them.
hey, I just want to get to that planet. Take me there. But no, it's going to make me go...
You gotta go through this wormhole.
And then you zoom through. So that I can see how after a while that's going to get pretty irritating.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm still... absorbing all of the cool, inter-cinematic type thing for the space travel. But yeah, it's gonna get old.
It may get pretty old.
It will.
Another thing I can't get yet, and I only have one profile. I'm on the soldier profile.
Yeah.
Haven't even gone into the whole biotics or whatever those things are called. But just the inventory management system is so overwhelming. When I find a shop on the Nexus, it's like they throw everything at you. Every single gun you can get, every single mod that you can get. And I've got money, but I can't. And then I can go and build things. And you go to a forge, and then you can build a gun. And you got to find a blueprint, but you got to craft the blueprint first before you can craft the gun. And it's really overwhelming and confusing.
I'm not worrying too much about that. Like, I sell my junk to the vendor, but I never buy or sell anything.
See, that's the same thing. I see all of this, and I know I can interact with it, but I don't because it's so overwhelming. So I just go to the vendor and I sell all my junk.
If it's anything like Dragon Age, the vendor is there. Like, basically anything that the vendor sells, you can make yourself or find from killing enemies. Except for there's certain vendors where they do sell rare items.
Okay.
But like you unlock those later in the game. So it's probably similar in this game.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well, maybe it just takes some time. So if all of you are interested, I may do more Mass Effect live streams in the future. But for right now, we're doing Outlast and BioShock. By the way, I'm playing BioShock for the first time.
I saw that. I saw the whole previous 3 games in like a bundle.
Yeah.
And I wanted to buy it because I heard they were good, and I've never played them.
I heard that they were good too. I saw the same bundle, but I just bought the first one because I figure if I don't like the first one, I don't want to bother buying the others. So I bought the first one, but I am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's not quite as scary as Outlast, but it's still pretty scary. And it's fun, and I like the whole Art Deco theme going on.
Yeah, I like that theme too.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about buying that bundle, but I would leave that for another day. Yeah, I don't know, Mass Effect Andromeda, I can see how streaming that could get boring.
You think so?
Yeah, well, the drawn-out cutscenes where you're interacting with the characters, like the things we were experiencing. You spend 2 hours in the Nexus. I can't imagine why anybody would want to watch someone do that.
Yeah, that wouldn't be interesting. It's just, and I was starting to do that. So I finished on EOS and I got to the Nexus and I was still live streaming and I got like 20 minutes in and I'm like, you know what? This probably isn't very scintillating entertainment.
No.
So I ended the broadcast and I finished all the Nexus stuff.
I think that's smart. I think do the Nexus type things on your own time. And I think what would be more interesting is like if you're gonna go start exploring a planet for the first time.
Right.
Start streaming when you first enter a planet you've never been to. Explore the planet, do the combat scene parts. You know, see the interesting storyline events, and I think that would be a lot more stream-worthy material.
I see.
So
that does make a lot more sense.
yeah.
Well, I had to ban somebody already, spamming on Discord, but so far the YouTube chat has been fairly okay. So for those of you who don't know, I do have a moderation bot in there called Nightbot. Nightbot is moderating the chat, and it's, you know, it's one of those necessary evils. So if you get timed out, doesn't mean I hate you. Just stay calm, and you'll be able to talk in 60 seconds.
Do you still do the smoke sips at the end?
I do. Why?
I was just curious.
I do.
I noticed you've been doing streaming at near the end of your show, and I was just wondering, will you go back? And
what I've been typically doing is doing Scotch and Smoke Rings, which is just us talking, and then we'll do a smoke ship, and then we do a stream of games afterwards.
I see. Okay.
So we kind of separate the two.
Okay.
But yes, I do smoke ship. I still usually do a smoke ship at the end of each episode.
Got it.
Alex says, Oxhorn, will you play more Bioshock? Anyway, I don't think it's scary. Yes, I will play more Bioshock. When I see a mother crying over her child in a baby carriage, and then you find her and she attacks you and you kill her, and you see that she's got surgery scars all over her body, I mean, that disturbs me a little bit, right? I realize it's a kind of cartoony game, but it's also a little disturbing. So, put it that way. Please turn down the music. Yes, I can turn down the music. I didn't think it was very loud, but I'll turn it down. If I can find it. Yeah, look, the volume is all the way on the end. There, that's about as low as I can go. That's about as low as I can go before I've turned it off completely. Paige says Bioshock is a confusing story, but a good game. Yeah. So, it's one of those things where the story is told slowly as you progress through the map and you pick up all of these recordings. And if you miss those recordings, then you're going to be completely blind. You won't know what's going on, and it won't make a sense. But if you stop and you listen to each of those recordings, then it kind of makes sense. It's still too early for me to really understand what's going on. I killed some surgeon guy, and then there's this former German Nazi person who's used to be a Nazi, but isn't a Nazi anymore, and was forced to do surgery for the Nazis, and she's trying to help the little sister, or something like that. So I'm not sure where the lore is right myself yet, but it's interesting so far.
I'm also curious about the lore of Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, I can see you being able to make some pretty decent content videos if they have the lore to back up these planets that you're exploring and visiting.
Right.
Right? Like all these artifacts that you're scanning, you know, and like you don't know what they are. Like if there's enough lore in the interwebs about this stuff, I can see you making some pretty interesting videos. But like, I mean, if they don't have any,
right? If there's nothing there,
if these are just zones for you to explore, they don't really have a backstory to them, then yeah, I don't see that going anywhere.
So far, all I've seen is when you get to a new planet in Mass Effect, you'll find an outpost that either had an alien species there or some members of your own Nexus party, and you'll find terminal entries from them.
Yep.
And if they're from an alien species, then they'll get translated, and you'll get those translated.
Well, then there's the Remnant. That obviously goes back quite a ways.
But I don't see any text from the Remnant.
Right.
From the Remnant, all we find are their ruins, and we get like access to their abilities.
Right.
But and the fact that they're trying to terraform a planet, but I don't see any lore related to the Remnant. Although that would be interesting. I would love to learn the Mass Effect lore.
People are saying you should do Bioshock lore.
Maybe I should do Bioshock lore as well. I may have to look into it. Is that a car in the parking lot? No, it must be my...
No, nobody's out here.
Nobody's out there?
No.
All right. Well, how does it feel to be back on Scotch and Smoke Rings after so long?
Feels good. I need more rum.
All right. So, yeah. It's the same old Brian, ladies and gentlemen. I'll give you some more rum.
It's the only time in my life I get to let loose, so I'm going to let loose.
All right, let loose. But No, not too much. There's a point where we're letting loose, deluge as everyone else.
All right.
People still in the chat don't know who my brother is because they're late.
Well, I guess a lot of people are coming and going, but yeah, I'm Ox's brother, so
And we obviously can't say that every 5 minutes.
yeah.
This is Oxhorn's brother. He's here because he's been here before to entertain the masses.
See, someone wants me to get drunk.
Please don't.
Eager Slimy.
Don't entertain them. No, we're good. This is a family-friendly broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Venom says, what are you going to play? Eventually, we will be playing a little bit of Outlast. Mr. Chuck Chief says, are you two looking forward to any movies coming out soon?
The only one on my radar is the next Avengers movie. It's like accumulation of all the past Marvel movies that they've released in the last 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, they're like some crazy Avengers movie that brings them all together.
Oh.
Yeah, which I think I'm really looking forward to, you know.
Have you seen the previews for the Justice League? It's the DC version.
Right.
They have their own Avengers, but it's called the Justice League.
Yeah, I'm trying to even remember characters from the Justice League.
Batman.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Aquaman.
That's right.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I haven't heard anything about that yet. Are they going to still have Affleck play Batman?
Yes.
Seriously? Oh, wow.
Yes, they are.
Even though his movie flopped?
Yes, they are. The video came out, the trailer for the movie came out a few days ago, so no wonder that you didn't miss it.
Hey, Reed Paulson said Oxhorn has a better beard. That's bullcrap. Mine's glorious.
Look at that thing. You have to use your imagination, but if you do, it's resplendent.
See? Mine is much more tidy.
It's true.
Easier to manage.
Can't argue with that.
That's right. I don't get my food lost.
Now I've got people saying that I need to turn up the music.
I know. You just can't win with people.
You can't please anybody, man.
He's saying I'm a synth.
You're a synth?
Your brother's a synth.
That's right. Who did you replace?
Do synths get drunk? Did you ever seen a synth get drunk and fall out?
No, but I'm sure they can. They sleep, they get hungry, they don't need food, but
they're wired to get hungry?
They're wired to get hungry and they eat. So, maybe they're wired to get drunk.
Maybe.
They don't age.
They don't.
No, they don't age.
Yeah, but can they get high?
High? You're smoking a cigar.
Does narcotics work on them, like medication?
They can take jet.
So that works on them and it still affects them?
I don't know if it affects them.
I mean, obviously they can take it. They can inject themselves with it, but is it going to do anything to them?
Well, let's see. Gabriel was a synth. Gabriel became a raider. Raiders take chems.
Yeah.
They would probably think something was up if all of the raiders were taking chems and getting high, except Gabriel.
Well, what if he's taking jet but not getting high? He just...
Yeah, he probably sits there going, what's wrong with me? I'm taking the jet just like all my raider guys and I'm not getting high. And then they all go, well, man, he must be a synth. And they kill him. They probably programmed these guys to be able to respond exactly like human beings to avoid confusion, to avoid suspicion. That would be my guess.
Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Well, then, therefore, I might be a synth.
Okay. And Magnolia's a synth. And she works as a singer in a lounge bar. And I'm pretty sure that she would have found it strange if all of this time she was drinking martinis at the bar and she couldn't get drunk. So, she would have figured out that she was a synth, or someone would have, if she couldn't get drunk. So that would be my guess.
Okay. I'm glad we got that settled.
It is settled.
Can synths be gay? Someone asked. That's not me.
Sure, man. Go roleplay a gay synth if you want, if that's your thing. Go on. Actually, yes, they can. They can, because the female soul survivor can romance Curie.
Ah, well, there we have it.
There we have it. A lot of curiosity in this chat today. Jeez.
What are we talking about? We're talking about synths and what they can and cannot do, what affects them, what doesn't affect them.
Kikito says, Oxhorn, your brother's jaw is sick.
I do have a massive jaw.
He does. It's a very striking profile on that jaw.
Man, it's even more profound.
No more rum. We're done with rum.
Okay, when I'm thinner, it sticks out more is what I'm trying to say. So, like, I used to be a lot lighter, probably like 65, 70 pounds ago.
When he was on the program.
If you go back into the logs from 5 or 6 years ago on
Scotch and Smoke
Ring, you'll see me, and I was a lot skinnier, so my jaw sticks out a lot more at that point. So.
Nolan says you can romance Valentine. No, you can't. You can't romance Valentine.
The detective?
Yeah. I don't know. I've only gotten at max affinity with Valentine on my female Soul Survivor. So I don't know if you can romance him with a male Soul Survivor. I assumed not, but he's saying you can romance Valentine. You can't romance Valentine. Caitlin says Ox's brother is me whenever I drink. We haven't been doing smoke rings, have we?
No, I've just been smoking it. I'm out of practice. I'm really out of practice. I used to be able to do these.
Used to do them really well. Now there's a breeze going on up in here, pushing all the smoke up, so we're not getting good smoke rings today. Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the video of us. Someone says that I look like I'm part of the wall. Probably because I got a black shirt on. And
yeah, he's just a floating head.
Do we have a light we can put on in here? Or move that thing up a little bit?
Is it? No, here. Yeah, sure. There, you can see the background.
Yeah, is that better or worse? Is that too glary, or can you see our profiles better now?
By the way, this is a really good cigar. Thank you so much, Laugra. This is amazing. Scooby says, hey, Oxhorn, I have a Fallout question. With all the time you have been in the Commonwealth, have you come across any evidence of the next possible location or factions for the next Fallout? Like with Fallout 3, it told us about the Commonwealth Institute and synths. P.S. Happy 400th. That's a good question. One of the biggest pieces of foreshadowing that I found is at the very end of the Cabot House line of quests. When you save Jack Cabot and his family, do you remember Cabot House?
I do remember, yeah.
You save Jack Cabot and his family.
Actually, I think I watched your video on that too.
And you ask him, so what are you going to do next? And he's like, I've always wanted to go search for aliens in the Mojave Desert.
All right, they say it's too glary. Try halfway. Yeah,
now,
let's try that.
Obviously, Fallout New Vegas was in New Vegas, right? And you've got the Mojave wasteland there as well, right? So does this mean that they would come out with Fallout 5 in a place where they've done a Fallout game already? Probably not. But it is an interesting piece of foreshadowing. As for beyond that, I'd like to learn more about the Gunners, but I don't think that they would include them. I mean, some of the other mercenary factions in the previous games don't show up in this one, so why would they include them again? The Children of Adam are really interesting, but they've already touched on them in Far Harbor. So they wouldn't they probably wouldn't have them as a central character plot. I don't know. I'll leave that up to you.
I say forget about the next Fallout. They're working on the next Elder Scrolls. They got to be, you know? Because I heard somewhere that the same team that worked on Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls single-player games is the same team that works on the Fallout series. And now they're not making anything for Fallout because they finished the game. They finished all the DLC. They got to be working on something right now. It's got to be the next Elder Scrolls.
Or the next Fallout.
I mean, yeah, but it's the Elder Scrolls' turn.
But
It's their turn for a game.
But the thing is, Fallout 4 has officially sold better
Did they?
than Skyrim.
By how much?
I don't know by how much. They didn't say. But there are more people playing Fallout 4 today than there are playing Skyrim.
Maybe that's just because Bethesda is getting more popular. You know, like it's the new games. You know, I don't know, but it deserves a new game.
You think it deserves a new game?
I do.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I hope it's another Fallout because I want to do more content about Fallout. Skyrim, I played Skyrim. I beat Skyrim. Well, I finished the main storyline in Skyrim.
You would hardly touch Skyrim.
I enjoyed Skyrim. And I'm doing the Dawnguard DLC now. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun. Not as fun as Fallout. I like Fallout better.
Okay.
But that's just me.
I need more rum. Please. Please?
Come on, man.
Just keep the bottle over here.
Oh, my God. Do you ever see me pour refills on this show? No. No one. They've been watching. Oh, there's a big.
What?
They never see me pour refills.
Bubble.
No, I wasn't commenting on the bubble. I was commenting on how that's half the cup in rum.
It's not half the cup. That's about a fourth of the cup.
All right, if you feel like you got to spew, get up and go do it elsewhere.
Roger.
All right. Let's say we move to Outlast.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to Outlast, but we got to do a smoke ship. As we do at the end of every episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, we blow into existence a smoke ship that did not exist before, based upon your imagination. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is on your mind? What would you like to see? Is it a smoke zeppelin? Is it a smoke biplane? Is it a smoke commercial aircraft? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.
See, people are saying Fallout is better than Skyrim, but you know it's just about what you're into.
Yeah, it's about what
do
you're
you
into.
really enjoy fantasy, or do you really enjoy sci-fi, futuristic stuff? That's pretty much all it boils down to.
I think so too, but it's also its unique little genre. Like, I like Fallout way better than Mass Effect. Mass Effect is like pure sci-fi. It's like a what's the term they use? Bro shooter.
Right.
Yeah,
Fallout
it's
is like
glossy.
post-apocalyptic setting.
Yeah, Fallout is post-apocalyptic retro futurism.
All right.
Like
Well,
that.
sorry, I interrupted the smoke ship.
That's right. A ghost ship, a smoke llama, a smoke DeLorean.
A ghost ship for Outlast.
No, listen. A smoke hamburger. Look, this is a smoke ship. A ship is not any sort of noun.
A smoke B-17.
That would work because it's an aircraft ship. Sure. It's not a smoke vehicle, it's a smoke ship. So make sure. A smoke Predwin. 300 smoke ships. That's a lot of smoke ships. I enjoy fantasy more, but Fallout is still more appealing to me than Elder Scrolls, says... Wow, his name just flew off the screen. The Yangtze with the captain standing on it with a mushroom cloud in the background. All right, let's do that. You mentioned the Yangtze submarine.
I did.
So let's do a smoke ship of the Yangtze submarine with Captain Zhao at the helm and a mushroom cloud of nuclear devastation behind him.
I'm glad you're going to remember that and not me.
Okay. Whoa! Did you see it? I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it. But before your very eyes was the entire Yangtze submarine, with Captain Zhao standing on the top deck, with a nuclear cloud of devastation rolling in behind him. A mushroom cloud of the apocalypse, ladies and gentlemen. That's
cool.
what we can produce here.
Now,
at
for
Scotch and Smoke
Outlast, you can't put it on speaker, otherwise it'll mess with the microphone, can you?
Right. Plus, I don't have speakers.
Oh, that would be a problem.
Yeah, but I can give you my headset.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's okay. You can listen to the scary sounds.
No, that's not going to work. You're not going to be, you're not going to be in the moment. You're not going to feel what you're trying to make you feel, when you're playing the game.
Earbuds? I might have earbuds.
No, it's okay. I don't need to hear.
All right. Are you sure?
I've already played the game. I'm sure.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 400, with special guest host, my brother, who's drinking too much rum. And we are going to be moving on to Outlast next. Outlast is a horror show. It's a horror game, not for kiddies. So parents, put your kids to bed, come back with some popcorn, and we're going to play a little bit of Outlast together.
And this time it might not be quite as frustrating to watch because I'm here to give him tips if he ever gets stuck.
He's the sad thing is that he's true. He's right. He's absolutely accurate. That's the way it's gonna be. All right. So we're gonna end the broadcast, but we're only gonna be offline for like 60 seconds. If you guys can hang with me for 60 seconds, I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm totally gonna get him killed like 5 times.
Oh, you better not. All right. We'll be back soon. Hang tight.